think of Jalen's kind of bounce back, and it seemed like he was a little more committed defensively than in the last game?
Yeah, he was good on both ends. I mean, struggled a little bit early shooting, but had great looks, as did the rest of our team in the first half. We know they're the team that gives up the most threes, and the worst percentage, and so we just had to stick with it, stay confident, and obviously his started to fall, which opened up the lane for him, but loved how he was aggressive, focused on defense, and obviously had a big second half.
There are usually momentum-shifting plays over the course of a game. What did that dunk that Jalen had at the end of the third quarter do, not just for him, but kind of for the whole team?
Yeah, it gave us juice. We got technical because of it, and, but obviously got him going even more. Great attack there. Obviously a great shot blocker coming over, and he attacks with that aggressiveness. Shows he's locked into the game and, wanted to make a play there. But, it was good for him to see some shots fall and got him going. And like I said, opened up the lane for him because he was shooting it so well that he got to attack a little bit more and get downhill.
How can he have more games like that consistently?
How can he?
Yes.
Just be aggressive and hunting shots. I think, we had a little film session on the plane back from San Francisco talking about being aggressive and, showing some shots that he may have passed up when they're going under sometimes. And tonight he took all those. And so make or miss, which he missed some early. He stayed aggressive and kept shooting it. And that's what Memphis gives up. And he took advantage of that.
That was you and him film session?
Yeah.
Along those same lines, Jabari Smith Jr. had a pretty solid game too. What did you see from him tonight?
Same thing. We, as a team, we knew where our shots were going to come from. At some point, we were 5 for 30 from three, and I would say 20 of those 30 were wide open, and they packed the paint and protect. That's who they are. Kind of dare you to shoot, and I think one point in the third quarter we were 8 for 30, and we ended up making 6 of our next 13. That's what kind of opened the game up. But Jabari took advantage of that early, knowing he has a true big on him. What's a great rim protector, so he's going to always protect the paint. He got some open shots, but then got to go inside on some cross matches as well.
What are you saying, like the evolution with the backcourt chemistry with Fred and Jalen?
Yeah, it's going well. It'll get there eventually. I think it's what we envision with those guys, a little two-headed monster there. Don't want to rely on Fred as much and be, as ball dominant at times, and that's on us to call plays for both, but for them to read it as well. And so I think Fred was cognizant of getting Jalen going. He ran some good sets that got him downhill, and then once his jumper started falling, we relied on him even more. But want them both to be able to, run the pick and roll, find the guys in the pocket, the weak side, or look to score themselves, and I think Jalen will continue to improve in that area.
What was the message at halftime as far as defense is concerned? You all came out and gave a great defensive effort in the second half.
It was the same. I mean, we had 46 at halftime, 45 in the second half, so we guarded well enough in the first half. It was really our offense. And, I said stay confident about the shots, but let's not turn the ball over, and let's foul a little bit less. Obviously, they got 13 free throws in the first quarter. I'm not sure what they had at half, but that was what kept them in the game. I think out of their 45, I think 18 came from the free throw line. So we said we're guarding well enough in the half court, let's limit our fouls. They were calling it a little close, so we have to adjust to that. But the message was defense is fine, our offense is not clicking, and we're missing wide open shots. So that'll turn if we keep taking the same shots and being confident.
Does Jalen's mentality or approach have to change at all when he's out there playing with the starters versus when he's with the second unit guys?
I would say not mentality, just options that we have to go to. It's a little more equal opportunity with the first group. Got Alfie to post and Dylan, Fred, and Jabari getting shots as well. When we bring him back in to finish the quarter, he's usually in with some backups, and he's the main option out there. And so I wouldn't say the mentality changes. Continue to be aggressive. Don't take a back seat to anybody, whether you're with the starters, and obviously not with the bench. But you want them to stay aggressive the whole time and play the same way all the time.
There were a lot of times where Jabari would make a play on the offensive end, whether he made or missed the basket, and then he would be immediately involved in getting the defensive rebound on the other side of the floor. Just how much do you think he's improved in being able to kind of stay locked in on both ends and consistently be involved in?
Yeah, I think everybody's improving little by little. Some guys do it really naturally, and we're trying to get everybody to do that. Not worry about the offensive play, a missed basket, drop your head and take a few slow steps back. We want everybody to sprint back and stay engaged. And so next play up, next play mentality, and kind of put that behind you. And I think everybody's getting there, Jabari included, but I think Tari, Jay Sean, those guys that play at that pace and play at that speed all the time, we want everybody to get up to speed as far as that. And you got to stay on them every now and then. Alfie to sprint back, and Jabari as well, but just follow the cues from Dylan and Fred and some of those guys, and everybody's starting to improve in that area.
When Jalen is not making shots early and he's still taking them, is that a sign of progress for you?
Definitely. I think as long as it's the right shot, we want him to continue to be aggressive. And I think he was 3 for 10, 1 for 8 from 3 early, and continued to attack. Felt like he missed some easy shots. Obviously, he had his head down a little bit. I think Fred gave him a good little pep talk there and kind of got him back into it. And so we want him to continue to stay aggressive and understand as long as he's taking the right shots, we'll live with those. And as you see, the worm kind of turned there, and he's a natural scorer, and he got it going.
You said the right shots a couple times there. Just overall from the beginning to the end of this game, how did you feel about his shot profile specifically tonight?
Pretty good. Obviously, the threes that are open, everybody had open ones. We were all missing, so it wasn't, exclusive to him. And so he's taking the right ones. And then once he did make them and continue to take them, it opens up the lane for him, and he got downhill. So I think, what I did talk to him about was not passing him with threes when teams go under, or he gets some separation from the guard and the big is sitting back in the paint. We want him to take those all the time, regardless of make or miss. He's obviously a good enough shooter that he'll get going, and that's what happened.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.